Correspondent live from London this morning.
Now, you may remember earlier this month we spoke with Vitaly Shevchenko. He's the Russian editor of BBC Monitoring. He told us how worried he was about his elderly mother and his severely disabled aunt, who were still in their home in the east of Ukraine.
Well, there is some good news, because with the help of one breakfast viewer, they've arrived safely in the UK, and Victoria Derbyshire has been to meet them.
Привет. Ой, ну с приездом. Приехали.
This is the moment, late at night, that Vitaly Shevchenko knew his mum Alla and his auntie Irina were truly safe. After a long 35-hour, 2,000-mile journey to the UK, everyone was exhausted. When I went to talk to them all the next day, Vitaly revealed that with war raging and the sisters trapped in the east of Ukraine, he didn't know if they'd ever get out alive.
I have to be honest, because it's a war out there, and there were moments when I thought, am I ever going to see them again? Because when my mother told me that the fighting was getting closer, there were explosions and flashes in the sky, and the front lines are literally an hour's drive away from her house, I thought, well, it's difficult to extract them from that situation. The fighting's coming nearer. There are reports of explosions and shelling in different parts of Ukraine. Will I ever see them again?
Hearing about his desperate plight, a BBC Breakfast viewer and separately a listener to BBC podcast Ukrainecast offered to help. Ukrainian student Anastasia Cotton arranged for an ambulance to take Irina, who can't speak or sit up after having 2 strokes, and Alla from their home in Zaporizhia in the east of Ukraine to the west of the country. At the Ukraine-Poland border, Richard O'Doherty from Gloucestershire stepped in to drive them through 5 countries all the way to Reading.
Why not? You know, it's I'm there, I've got the time, I've got the van, loads of donations flowing in, so I've got the money, so why not, you know, and it's been a real privilege.
Richard had been enjoying retirement from his job as a Deputy Vice-Chancellor at a UK university and travelling around Eastern Europe in his motorhome. But since Russia invaded Ukraine, he'd begun to help transport refugees to safety.
We planned for 4 days. It became evident quite quickly that we needed to do it shorter time. So foot down and 12-hour days, you know, and yeah, and then keeping Vitaly abreast of how we're getting on, and yeah, so it was fine actually, you know, and lots of music. We shared lots of ideas about Ukraine music, which she told me to turn off.
Okay.
And in the end, she wanted Freddie Mercury.
Oh, well done, we all.
Yeah, and I was listening to We Are the Champions, and I just thought, you know, how nice that is.
Alla speaks for both herself and her sister when she says what Richard has done is the most incredible thing anyone has ever done for her in her entire life. And she now regards Richard as family.
Конечно, спасибо.
Of course, big thank you.
Спасибо. Как-то даже сроднились.
We've almost become relatives.
Have you? That's the bond. That's the bond.
Alla says she can't believe what President Putin is doing to her country. He's not human, she says. She's left her whole life behind, but is determined to return home to Ukraine one day. And she's invited Richard to visit.
Когда война закончится, пусть приезжает к нам.
Once the war is over, come and visit в Ukraine.
В Украину.
Come and visit Ukraine. Visit us in Ukraine.
I'd like that.
Yes, Lord.
У нас хорошая страна.
We've got a lovely country.
Да, слава Украине. Мы переможем.
Glory to Ukraine, we shall win. What you've done for us is unbelievable, amazing, and you quite literally saved us. I can't stress how important it is to real people, real lives. You are literally saving lives. I know you've been involved in volunteer work before the war broke out as well. You're just an amazing person. Thank you. Thank you.
That was Victoria Derbyshire speaking with Richard and Vitaly. And what a relief, what a relief to have your family back with you.
And what a job from Richard there. Just thinking, somebody needs some help, I can provide it.
He made it sound so simple, took it all in his stride. Why not get out there and help if you can? Amazing.
Top man, a lovely story as well. Carol's got the weather for us on this Bank Holiday Monday. For some